Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Football Man Sam, and today we have a very special guest on here. He's made over 320 career appearances, scoring over 33 goals across 11-year playing career. It is none other than Yeovil Towns Centre back Luke Wilkinson. How you doing, Luke?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I hope your family are keeping well, and how was lockdown for you guys?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, mate. It was, pretty much the same as everyone else, really. It was boring at times, but we tried to entertain ourselves the best we could.
Did Gaffer give you a strict plan to follow, or was it just at your own pace?
Yeah, we sort of kind of had a plan to follow, but it was kind of off our own back, really. We all knew what we had to do, and all the lads, keep themselves in good shape anyway. So but no, it was good to get back in when we did, and then unfortunately it didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
Yeah, we'll touch on that. We'll touch on that in a bit. It's something we'll touch on. We'll start going through your career. Your career started off at Portsmouth, but if I'm correct, your career didn't really kick off until you joined Dagenham. Would you say that's a fair statement?
Yeah, definitely. Basically I'd done my youth team and all that sort of stuff through Bristol City, and then went to Portsmouth, signed a pro there. And then, but obviously I was sent out on loan a few times to, I went to Northampton and Eastleigh. Played a few. I didn't really play at Northampton, but I played at Eastleigh, and then I signed a 3-year deal with Dagenham. The first 2 years I was sent out on loan, still a young lad, so it was just to get a bit of experience and learn my trade. And then the third year I managed to break into the first team and played quite a lot of games.
So you mentioned that you had quite a few loans. How is that for, especially as a young player, going from club to club on loan? Is it quite hard to get used to, or is it something you quite enjoy?
I think it's a massive plus for a young lad, really. Unless you are playing first team football at a real young age, week in, week out, I think it's a good thing for them to do. They go, you've gone from youth team football, let's say, to an adult scenario of playing football, and you learn stuff, even if it is at a lower level. You're still learning stuff from players who have got more experience than you, and been in the senior game for longer. So I think it's only a plus that young players do go out on loan, get that experience to help them further down the line for their parent clubs or wherever they end up in the future.
No, absolutely, and I believe you cracked on in your last year during Dagenham, which managed to see you to a move to Luton in 2014, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. How was your time at Luton?
Loved it. It was a really, really good club. Obviously they've got a big fan base there. I think if their stadium didn't hold 10,000, they'd probably get a lot more going to watch them week in, week out. But I've got nothing but good things to say about Luton Town. Unfortunately, didn't end the way I wanted it to, but that's football sometimes. So,
So if you had to pick one moment that stands out for your 2 years at Luton, is there any particular moments where it stood out from you?
Don't really. The first year we went on a 10-game unbeaten run. I think it was near the start of the season, and it felt like something special was going to happen. In the end, we faded away, but I think those 10 games was a real good moment.
No, absolutely. And like you say, it didn't end the way you wanted to, unfortunately. We've seen you move to Stevenage in 2016 for 3 years, wasn't it? You made over 100 appearances for Stevenage. How do you reflect on your time at Stevenage?
Yeah, once again, really enjoyed it. Obviously worked with Darryl Stevens when he was there as well, and it was good. It was, when I first went in, they were struggling. We were fighting relegation, and the gaffer managed to sort of turn things around, and we survived. And then the year after, we just missed out on the playoffs. So it was a big turnaround from struggling to going to the other end of the table. But no, really enjoyed it. And then I think my time near the end, I wasn't playing as much as I would like. So I was looking to sort of get out and start playing again and enjoy my football.
No, absolutely. Like you say, you saying you weren't getting much game time, and then obviously in 2019 you signed for my beloved Yeovil Town. How did you?
Well, I was sort of to be honest with you, I was waiting to try and see if I could stay in the Football League.
No, absolutely.
but sort of things sort of never really. There was sort of ifs, muts, and maybes. You know, teams saying, "Oh, we're interested," but there was nothing there ever concrete. And then there was a couple of other clubs in the conference, or the National League as it's called now, who were interested, and actually put offers on the table.
Can you mention who they were? Or
Dagenham.
Oh, okay.
And Ebbsfleet. So I was kind of to-ing and fro between those two clubs at the time, because I hadn't obviously had any offers from anywhere else. And then I had a phone call from the manager, and obviously working for him before, coming sort of closer to back home, it was a no-brainer for me.
Oh, so, Yeovil fans, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so it was it made my mind up very quick, you know, sort of.
Well, that's good to hear.
Knowing the club from living around this area as well, I knew it was a good club anyway. So you know, even though I had to drop down a level, I was really excited by the challenge of trying to get them promoted again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like during your first season at Yeovil Town, I think you've made a massive impression on Yeovil fans, especially with your commitment and passion. There's been numerous times where we've seen, you know, the fist pump at the end of the games. Throughout the game, you're just doing whatever you can. One particular moment that will probably stand out for most Yeovil fans, and probably yourself, is the Solihull Moors away game, where obviously you scored the only goal, but then you had a penalty goal. How was that experience? You know, playing in, I don't know whether you've ever played in goal in a competitive match. How was it for you?
It was one of the most craziest days on a football pitch I think I've ever had, to be honest. But no, obviously an amazing day with everything surrounding the club on that day as well, with the fans. You know, the fans were in really good spirits as well. You know, and then obviously scoring, and you know, we managed to keep a clean sheet in the end as well. You know, I don't know how I saved it. Every time the ball kept coming towards me, I was like, "Oh no, please go! Get the ball away, get the ball away!" But you know, I just flung myself that way.
That's top hero status at Yeovil, ready for that moment. I tell you, that kind of memory. So obviously, you touched on working with Darryl Stevens, and obviously now at Yeovil. What's he like as a manager? What does he bring to the table?
Oh, he's brilliant. You know, he it's just enjoyable. You know, you want to come in and work.
Yeah.
You know, with the manager, when he wants you, you have to work. You know, you know when it's serious, and then the rest of the time it's, you know, let's have a laugh. You know, enjoy it. You know, because there's no. I don't think there's any point of being serious constantly. You know, there's times to be serious, like game days, and when you're doing stuff on the other team, or you're working on sort of your shape and stuff like that. That's when you're being serious, but most of the time it's, you know, we're all having a laugh, we're enjoying it, you know, and I think that's why there's been sort of a kind of turnaround in winning games this season. You know, I think maybe I think it's maybe a little bit unfair for me to speak, but maybe it was a little bit too serious.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know, and people lads probably felt the pressure a little bit, whereas this year I think he's really sort of taken the pressure away from us, and we've just gone and expressed ourselves, and hopefully the fans have, you know, been happy with what they've seen.
Oh, so. Like I say, I've been there for many, many years, and apart from last season, it's been a real mood about the club, even with the fans, with the surrounding of the ownership. It's just been a real downer. And then soon we were a bit unsure at Darryl at first, but you know, no, I won't lie, as a young fan, we were a bit unsure of what we were going to get. But from his first season, he's made a huge impression on the young fans. He's like you're saying, similar to you, his passion towards the fans at the end of games is brilliant to see. It's brilliant to see. And like you said, you know, you and the lads had a brilliant season. Many Yeovil fans were just hoping to, you know, you see a lot of teams go down from League Two to National League, and then he'd slip it down even further. So we were just hoping for a bit of stability. So you get in the playoffs was a brilliant. What was your expectation at the start of the season? Do you remember?
My expectation?
No, the managers.
Promotion.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think and all the lads who came in as well, it was promotion, and still the lads who were there from the season before, it was promotion. You know, it's if you're not ambitious and you don't want to do things in your career, then what's the point?
Absolutely.
You know, absolutely. It's not about the money or anything like that, because none of us are on massive money. It's,
Yeah.
you know, we're here to achieve something, you know, and achieve something for the football club. So, and we're all on the same page, you know, and that's, I think that's why we've got such a good group of lads, you know, and we try and get the fans involved as much as possible as well, which I feel like there's been a real good connection between everyone this season. Even when we've lost games as well, the fans have just been absolutely brilliant. You know, they've never turned their back on us or anything, which is brilliant.
Especially from my point of view, I'm not too sure about other fans, but I've touched on something. It's the passion, it's the commitment that we see, regardless if you lose. You know, you still seem trying, and we haven't had that for many years prior to this season. If you don't mind, can we touch on the Barnet playoff game? See, as a fan, we couldn't be there, and we had to watch it on TV. And unfortunately, it was just a case of, you know, we couldn't find the back of the net on a different day. You know, you would have won 3 or 4-0. How did the lads react to the game in the changing room? Obviously, they were going to be quite downbeat about it, or were they quite positive about next season?
Yeah.
Or?
I think it was, you know, first and foremost, we were massively disappointed. You know, we were gutted for all of us in the change room, and obviously all you guys at home watching as well. You know, it just wasn't meant to be on. Like you said, on the day we could have won probably three games with the chances we had, but it was just one of those days. And I think after 5-10 minutes in the change room, it was the consensus was, right, come on, let's get going. We've got another season to prepare for now.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to be better next season. You know, we've got to learn. We've got to learn from that defeat, you know, and come back stronger and better. And I don't think you can dwell on those sort of things, because at the end of the day, it was an important game and we wanted to win and stuff like that. But unfortunately we've lost it. But we've just got to move on now and learn from that and come back stronger. And I'm sure we will, because the mentality in the change room is so strong. You know, and even down times through the season, we've bounced back. You know, we lose a couple of games or we're not playing great, but we still turn up the next week and try, you know, do our best to get a result. So I'm sure we'll be right next year.
Absolutely. So you touched on it. Looking forward to going next season. Is it the same expectation getting promotion? Are you pushing for the title? Should we say?
Of course. You know, in my head, I definitely am. You know, and I know all the rest of the lads will be who are there now, and whoever comes in as well. You know, so no, I just can't wait. I think the worst thing about that game was we trained for 3 or 4 weeks or whatever it was, and then we've lost the game, and it was you stop now. So for me, I just want to get back going again, get back in, get training and getting ready. But obviously I think the new season starts in, is it October, they said. So we've still got a little bit of a while, but we'll be getting ready soon.
Do you know when the gaffer's expecting you back in? Is he giving you a date for when you start pre-season training essentially, or?
Still not had an official date when we're back in, but I'm sure it won't be too long. I would imagine it would be 6-7 week pre-season with time to get games and stuff in. So.
No, absolutely. If it's right with you, Luke, I'd just like to run through some questions regarding your career, if that's all right with you.
Yep.
So we'll start off with who's the best player during your career you've played alongside or played with in the same team?
Ooh, best player. As a centre half partner.
Yeah, let's go for centre half because obviously that's a key position for yourself.
Okay. I've had some really, really good partners during my career, like Colo this year. I thought we built a good relationship and we understood each other's game and stuff like that. I think one for me who sticks in my mind though is Steve McNulty. I played with him at Luton.
Oh yeah, the beast.
Not his athleticism and stuff like that, but the way he reads the game and his talking, it was just like, he just made it look so easy, and I think I learned a lot from him.
No, absolutely. It's not something I would want to run into on a football pitch. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure what your history's like on Yeovil, but if there was one actual player that you could have played alongside in the same team or even next to it, anyone in mind?
Ex-Yeovil player?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
There's been some good players, isn't there?
There's been some very good players.
Just trying to think. might have to come back to that one.
We can certainly come back on it. Like I say, it's just thrown on you. You haven't exactly had time to think about that, really, have you? Before we go into a bit more of an easier question, your best moment or highlight at Yeovil Town so far?
Best moment. I'd probably say obviously Solihull is up there, definitely Solihull away. And then I think both the Torquay games were really good as well. I think especially the home one, obviously 6-2, but I think the away one, like the amount of fans who come down and non-stop singing and then to go down to 10 men and end up winning 2-0 was I'm
not too sure whether you can remember or if you know anything. Can you remember what actually happened between Chris Bagnall and the goalkeeper? Was there actually any...
I didn't see it. I was I was up there, but then I was running back, so I didn't see what happened. But
yeah,
I think the goalkeeper kicked out at him, and then Daggers has had a little nibble back at him. So, but obviously it only gets seen one way sometimes, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But you showed the winning mentality to go on and win the game 2-0. So it's brilliant that you've got that kind of mentality as a team.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we've gone down to 10 men a few times. The season's just gone, and I don't think we lost a game. I don't think so.
That's a good stat.
Which is good. I think with Halifax at home, Torquay away. I think there's one more as well. Hartlepool at home.
Oh! I mean, some hard games there. I mean, especially when you go down 10.
Yeah.
Halifax being up there,
Yeah. So, but no, it's I think that just shows what we've got in the team. We never give up.
Yeah, I mean, this one's probably going to be another question thrown at you. So, I don't think if you can't answer straight, what's your worst moment as your career so far?
In my career?
Yeah, worst moment in your career?
I probably, when I was youth team at Bristol City, I was let go.
All right.
So I was let go after my scholarship. And I think at the time I was 17, 18.
Yeah.
And you just think it's the end of the world. What am I going to do? But no, I managed to. My family helped me out massively at that sort of period in my time, and that's when I ended up going to Portsmouth, and the rest is sort of history after that.
No, absolutely. So, have you had any serious injuries during your career, Luke?
Well, I had one. I ripped my pubic bone, my tendon off my pubic bone when I was back at Dagenham. So that was, I played on with it, and then off-season came, and I sort of relaxed and chilled out a little bit, and it sort of settled down. And then first day back of pre-season, it flared up again, so I missed the whole of pre-season, which is absolutely typical. Me being a big bloke as well.
Yeah.
I needed a good pre-season behind me, and I think that season I didn't really perform, so I was always playing catch-up. So, but obviously I learned a lot from that. No, but that's about it. Touch wood, I don't get any more.
No, absolutely. Well, that concludes the interview, Luke. Massive thank you for coming on to the show, mate. And I can honestly say from the Yeovil fans, thank you very so much for the last season, and let's push on next season and get promotion.
Yeah, definitely.